Welcome to Manjaro Mania. I've had a lot of you ask me, hey Spat, how do I install Compiz on Manjaro Linux? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that right now on Spatry's Cup of Linux. For today's demonstration, I am going to be installing Compiz in a fully updated Manjaro Linux install. Now, this tutorial may also work for Arch or Arch derivatives, so pay close attention here. Now, the first thing I did was I just completely updated my system. And on a side note, I'm just going to go through the motions because it is a known issue with VirtualBox that Compiz does not work. So we're going to go through the motions of installing it, and then I'm going to move over to my desktop to show you some of the features that this has, because I have a little surprise for you later in the show. Okay, first thing, let's go ahead and I'm going to pull up my notes here, because these are all of the packages you're going to need to build from the Arch user repository. You're going to need CCSM 0.8.4 TAC4. You're going to need Compiz bcop 0.8.8-2. You're going to need Compiz core 0.8.8-1. You're going to need Compiz Fusion plugins extra, the Compiz Fusion plugins main Genie. You're going to need the Compiz Fusion plugins unsupported for some really cool extras. You're going to need the Fusion icon, and then you're going to need libcompizconfig. Also, if you want to have some nice window decorations, we're going to need to also install Emerald and maybe get some themes for it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and open up the terminal emulator, and let's close this down. This just shows you that I am running the latest. This is the 088 Pre-3. It just happened to update itself to that when I ran the update on this today. Okay, so let's go ahead and run Yowert Compiz. Helps if I spell it correctly. You will see there's a huge list of things in here. So we're going to start with CCSM. So we're going to pick number 3 in the list as is highlighted here. Do we want to edit the package build? Not really, because I know all of these work. Okay. It looks like it's also going to grab Compiz config Python. And it's going to grab Untitled tool. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And it wants to know if we want to edit the CCSM install. No, we don't. Continue building. Just press enter for yes. It wants your password. We're not going to edit the package build on Compiz config Python. Okay, and look. It's going to grab Compiz core and libcompizconfig that's in the list. So we can actually just remove these from the list now, because we know we're grabbing these right now. And so we are going to continue building that. Of course we are. Proceed with installation? Yes. Edit package build for Compiz core? No. I already know this installs just fine. Okay, continue building. Enter for yes. Now that's finished compiling. Let's just press enter for yes to continue installing Compiz core. Now it's grabbing libcompizconfig. Edit the package build? No. Continue building? Press enter for yes. That didn't take long to compile at all. I'm just going to press enter for yes to continue installing it. And now it's grabbing a compizconfig Python. Press enter once it's finished compiling, and that will install it. Enter again. Now it's downloading CCSM, finally, and it's going to install that. So we can go ahead and take this off our list here. That didn't take long either. We'll press enter for yes. Okay, let's go ahead and reissue our Yowert command, but this time I'm going to add -bcop There's only one package. So we're going to press 1 and enter. Edit the package build? No. Okay, continue building. Press enter for yes. Enter for yes. And then enter to proceed with the installation. Okay, let's issue that Yowert command again. Instead, this time, we're going to say Yowert Compiz-Fusion. We have Compiz Fusion plugins extra, Fusion main Genie, and Fusion plugins unsupported. So I'm going to try this little trick now. Okay, so we want number 2 in the list. We want 4 and 5. And let's see if it will just install all of them for us this time. Edit the package build? No. Continue building. Compiz Fusion plugins extra. Enter for yes. Edit package build? No. Continue building. Enter for yes. If you find these tutorials to be useful to you, please consider supporting Spatry's Cup of Linux. Click the coffee cup that you see on your screen. This will take you to my channel, and then press the support button. You can use PayPal to donate any amount that you like. The more the merrier. Of course, if you don't have any coins to throw at me, you can still help my show and all of the other shows you enjoy the most on YouTube by disabling your ad blockers. Now, something I do want to point out here is that the plugins for Compiz do take the longest amount of time. So you may want to just grab yourself a nice cup of coffee. Okay, once that has finished, press enter for yes. It asks for the password. All right. And then it's going to compile the next thing in the list. If any of you have any ideas for Manjaro Mania, please be sure to visit my channel by clicking on the coffee cup and scroll down till you see the suggestion box. Drop those suggestions in there and I'll consider them. Once Compiz Fusion Plugins Extra has finished compiling, we will press enter to continue installing and then enter again to proceed with the installation. Now it's time for Compiz Fusion Plugins main Genie. And of course, do we want to edit the package build? No. Because I know this is going to compile just fine. Edit the install? No. Continue building? Enter for yes. We'll download the packages and then it will compile that for us. Now, in today's video, I am not covering all of the settings that are available in the Compiz Config Settings Manager. You can visit my channel, and there is a playlist called Compiz Confusion. I have a very detailed video series where in 2 parts, this is when I was running PinGuy OS, where I cover every little detail, well, almost every little detail that Compiz can do. So I highly suggest you watch those videos because you'll get a better understanding of all of the things that Compiz is capable of. Now that that's complete, let's press enter or for yes. Enter. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. So we'll press Y because I want the Compiz Fusion Plugins main Genie. My bad. I made a boo-boo. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that in there. Okay, now it's going to build unsupported. So let's press no. Continue building? Yes. Ah, I see what it did. Apparently, when I selected in my listing here, it needed Compiz Plugins main, not the Genie one, for something else to build. So now we're removing that in favor of the Genie one. One thing I like about building the Compiz plugins unsupported that we're doing right now is you can do some pretty cool stuff with it. For instance, I have my Cup of Linux cup inside of my cylinder or cube effect. if you will. And so you can take your OBJ models and put them inside the cube, and it comes with a bunch of other fun little effects, so well worth checking out. Okay, we're finished building this, so we'll press Enter for yes. Proceed with the installation, press Enter for yes. Now, here's the trick here. Before, when I built Compiz, I did not build the Fusion icon. For some reason, Compiz just did not behave for me on Manjaro Linux. So, I recommend for best results installing the Fusion icon. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's select Yowert Fusion tac icon. Okay, and we want to Fusion icon. Nope, we're not going to edit the package build. Okay, we're not going to edit the install. Continue building it. Okay, and it looks like it needs to grab Git. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. Looks like it's going to grab Perl error as well. Yes, when that finishes. Yes, to proceed with installation. Now, what is Compiz without some cool window borders? So we're going to go ahead and install Emerald. Now, I just installed Emerald itself because I make my own themes for Emerald, my own window borders. But you may want to grab Emerald themes as well. So let's Yowert Emerald. And you're going to see here, there's a huge list, okay? For today's demonstration, I am just going to build Emerald. But if you want, you will see in the show notes, if you want the themes, go with Emerald's-themes, 0.6.0 tac 4. But I'm just going to build just plain Emerald. But yeah, there's a bunch of really cool things you can get in here. So that one is number 4 in the list. So I'm going to enter 4. Press Enter. No, we're not going to edit the package build. We're not going to edit the install. And we're going to continue building it. Once that's finished, press Enter for yes. Proceed, yes. Now that that is finished, install any Emerald themes that you want. Okay, and then we're going to go into our Whisker menu and type in CCSM. And here it is, the Compiz Config Settings Manager. Okay, before using Compiz, we're going to have to enable a few things, okay? So first, let me show you down here some things you're going to need to do. In the Effects section, you're going to need to select Window Decoration. Otherwise, it's not going to draw borders around any windows you have up on your screen. Okay? Under Utility, you may want to enable Resize Window. Okay? You may want to have title bar info as well. Under Window Management, you're going to need, maybe you might want to put the windows different places, have the Maximize option. You want to have the Move Window option, otherwise you're not even going to be able to move those windows. Now, here is the surprise I was talking about. I've got a paste bin. And in the paste bin page here, I have my Compiz settings that I made for myself. Okay, you can import these settings and save yourself a lot of time and trouble configuring this thing, and then just tweak these settings to your liking. So let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to right click on my desktop. Okay, and now I am going to create from template an empty file. Okay, and I'm going to call this Spatry.profile. Now, we're going to right click on this one and open that with gedit, get it, whatever you want to call it. Get it? Good. Okay, now, on this pastebin page, and the link, of course, will be in the show notes, we're going to go down to the raw data section here. And you'll see that I put a little line here, okay? You're going to copy the information below the line all the way down. Just highlight all of it. Okay, I'm going to press Control-C on my keyboard to copy. And then I'm going to go over here and press Control-V to paste all of that information. Okay, and then File, Save. Now, we can close this and this. And then, under Preferences here, we're going to press the Import button. I'm going to go to the desktop, and you will see there's a file called spatry.profile, or whatever you called it. We're going to open that. It has now imported those settings, because now we can go back here, and now you're going to see there are some things that have been added, such as the magnifier effect has been enabled. Okay, the desktop cube, the expo, the rotate cube. Okay, some animations, the animations add-ons, the cube 3D models. Okay, cube reflection and deformation, trail focus, wobbly windows, window decorations, all of this fun stuff. And also there is a command that when you run Compiz inside this, that will tell it to always run with emerald borders. So I saved a lot of work for you there. But the thing is, I know you're not going to probably have the wallpaper. So in the desktop cube here, under Appearance, you may want to change the Sky Dome image to something else, because right now it's pointing to home/Spatry/pictures/ the image file. And also, you're not going to have the 3D model. I have removed that, and maybe I could make that available to some of my supporters if they really absolutely must have it, but then I have to package it and make instructions and all that other weird stuff. So we'll see about that one. Okay, so with that done, now we can go into Emerald and configure that. So we will type in Emerald. And here is the Emerald Theme Manager. And then we can go into Edit Themes, and there is just this one here. And at this point, you know, you can customize the base theme. It uses red and that sort of thing. And this is what I do. I just take the base theme and I customize it to my own liking. And that's what I've done. I might have downloaded a theme off of... matter of fact, I think that's exactly what I did. I went on GNOME Look and downloaded a theme that had the buttons that I wanted, and then just edited that theme to make it look how I want it to look. But you have all of these choices here, so you can do some pretty interesting things with your themes, and you can view them in real time if you have Emerald running. Unfortunately, in VirtualBox, I can't demonstrate that for you. So we're going to go ahead and close this, and I will demonstrate on my system itself. Let's close this here. But how to run it is you would press Alt F2, you would get the run icon, and then you would run fusion-icon space -- replace. Okay, so if you decided to opt for my settings, this is what you're going to get. When you mouse over to the lower corner of the screen, you're going to have 3 desktops to switch from, which is pretty cool. All right, and the middle mouse click will allow you to rotate the cylinder. Unfortunately, you won't have a 3D model inside your cube, or cylinder, I should say. Okay, and then pressing the super button and rolling your mouse wheel will enable you to do some magnification effects. And then, of course, there are a number of other really cool effects that you can tweak to your liking. Okay, so let's right-click here and go into the Emerald Theme Manager. And I'll give you a quick demonstration of this here. And I found a theme with 3 little buttons that I like. I don't know what it's called, but I actually sat here and I tweaked this to my liking, basically using the legacy theme here. And basically, I just set all of my own colors for active and inactive windows. It is a tedious process, so for those of you who really love theming, you'll get a blast out of this. But for those of you who don't, there are a plethora of great themes that you can get online. But you can define your buttons, your frames and shadows, your title bars, and theme all together. Okay, and it looks like the original theme was based Aut Lux by Otto Donder, and I just tweaked it up to make it look how I want it. You can see there is a little bit of a difference here between the borders that this is showing versus the borders here. So that is the original creator, and then I just tweaked it to my liking. Okay. And once you run that Fusion icon as illustrated earlier, you'll have an icon here which will allow you to select the window manager of your choice. I have Compiz XFWM4, which is my default XFCE desktop. Usually I use this when I'm editing. And of course I have Kwin installed as well. Now the only caveats I can think of right now is I doubt that when Wayland is ready, Compiz will have I doubt it will have Wayland support. So those of you who still want to have all the wobbly windows and all the really cool effects, you're definitely going to want to opt for Kwin. But this is a fun little option as well for those of you who really miss the Compiz and all of that. All right, well, if you have any questions, put them in the space below. I'll try my best to answer them. I'm out of here.